What up, y'all? So I just got done watching the Danny Garcia versus Jose Benavidez Jr. Um, kickoff press conference. I think the fight in July. I'm thinking. I forgot the exact day. I think July 30th or something like that. Don't quote me on that, but that's what I'm thinking. But I just got done watching a press conference, man. And I decided I want to talk about a few things I picked up from the press conference. So as y'all come in, y'all smash that like button. And subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already. Now check this out. Danny Garcia, man. Danny Garcia and his daddy, man. One of the first things I noticed was Jose Benavidez and his pops. I think that's his pops, but they wasn't even in the same location. But Danny Garcia and Angel was side to side in the gym, during the press conference because it was over like a Zoom call. And yeah, that's the first thing I noticed right off bat. I'm like, okay, cause me, I'm peeping everything. I'm trying to pay attention to everything. I'm trying to see who ain't got the focus or whatever. But another thing I noticed during this press conference was Jose Benavidez said that he had an option between Danny Garcia or Lara. And he picked Danny Garcia because he felt like Danny was the better pick. You know, I understand in a way, but I do feel like it might be a cherry pick gone wrong because I feel like if he would have fought Lara, he was gonna get his ass beat that way too. So he didn't pick Lara, I feel, because he's a southpaw and he real slick and he feel like he was gonna have to chase his ass all around the fucking ring and he probably still got some problems with that leg. So he ain't really, back when he got hit with the chopstick in the leg and then he fought Bud, he wasn't able to, put the power he wanted. He wasn't able to step into certain punches that he wanted to hit Bud because he was catching Bud with some shit, you know what I'm saying, jabbing the fuck out of him. So he didn't want Law. He didn't want to be chasing fucking Lara around and using his legs too much. He feel like Danny ain't that type of motherfucker that move around. So he like, I'd rather fight Danny because he coming up from 47 just like I am, and Lara been at 54. So that's what my thought process was on the shit. Cause we see through all the fuck shit. So he picked Danny because Danny coming up too for the first time. And Danny comes to him, he gonna be right there for him to hit. And also, when he was fighting Bud, he was jabbing the fuck out of Bud for hellas. Don't think I forgot about that. He was jabbing the shit out of Bud. He was picking Bud apart for a while. You know what I'm saying? This great boxer that you guys were talking about, always talking about, he was actually outboxing that man with the jab. It was hard for Terrence Crawford to get past, the arm reach of Jose Benavidez. So Jose Benavidez put two and two together like, okay, Earl was fucking him up with the jab, almost stole his eyeball, had his ass, had his shit swelled up real bad. So maybe I can do it. Because I got a good jab too because I was fucking Bud up. So he probably thought, hey, Lara too fucking slick. But Danny too damn still, so maybe I have a better chance fucking with Danny. But it seemed like between the two who got the most focus, probably Danny. You know what I'm saying? Because when I look at Jose, it don't even look like he really super duper focused. But I could be wrong though. It's just a press conference. First one at that. So I could be totally wrong. Danny, another thing about Jose Benavidez, him and his trainer, or, pops or whatever, they feel like he really, really need this win because it'll boost him into, bigger and better fights for bigger purses or whatever. And Danny is a big name to have on your resume. So if you can get Danny on your resume and actually beat him, you got a nice little trophy type shit. Because truth be told, I believe Danny Garcia should have been the motherfucker getting the Hall of Fame trophy before Bud. He fought way better competition, but that's another story. You know what I'm saying? So having Danny on your resume is a hell of a thing to do. So, I feel them on that. They really want this real bad, by the way they talking. But, when it come to Danny and Angel, man, they feel like this another day in the office. They feel like, man, Angel tried to turn into some Mexicano and Latino shit, some Puerto Rican versus Mexican shit. So that's the type of shit. Typical Angel Garcia, man. That's what he wanted to go into. I ain't knocking on the door. I still, they good for boxing and everything. I enjoy watching them guys. But that's the type of shit he was on. He was on some Mexicano shit versus Puerto Ricans. That's what he was on. You know what I'm saying? But then he cleared that shit up after the fact, like, man, I got Mexican fans too. Well, I think y'all niggas need to get on one accord with each other, make sure that shit don't slip out too much if you really want the Mexican fan base to be, okay with some of that shit y'all niggas over there talking about. But yeah, man, Danny, same old Danny, man. I'm curious on seeing how Danny look at 154. Anytime Danny is, I fuss with Danny. But I gotta keep it 100. Danny is one tune-up motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Him and Keith Thurman is some tune-up ass niggas. It don't matter. What the fuck go on? They want them a tune-up. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Before they eat their fucking supper, they gotta have, they want the snack before the supper. They don't want to just go straight into the meal. They want to eat the snack first. So that's what Danny, y'all. He want to fight his little tuna to see because he feel like he can smash him and counter him all day or whatever. So he feel like, all right, I beat the fuck out of him, right? I want to see how strong I am at 154 before I jump in there with a nigga or even call a nigga name out like Jamel Charlo or anybody else around this motherfucker. I want to see how I feel at 154 fighting Ishikawa. You know what I'm saying? So that's the type of shit Danny on right now. He, because it sound like he's still open. His options still open to come back down to 147 because he know Earl Spence finna dog walk Bud, so he got his options open in case Bud want to get a little matchy in at 147 for some big paper. So he still got his options open for that. They didn't say that, but me just being the nigga with intelligence, I can just tell that's what he said without saying it. So yeah, man. Decent press conference, man. Kickoff press conference, man. Like I said, I'm curious to see how Danny punched at 154. You know what I'm saying? How is he just as stiff as he was at 147, or is he a little more fluent? Like I want to see, you know what I'm saying, with that extra weight and him, losing less pounds and shit. I want to see how it turned out. I will be tuned into this fight, man. It's a good one, though. You know what I'm saying? Because Jose Benavidez, he got the height. He got the reach. He got, I ain't going to say he got that bang, he punching like that, but he got some little pop. And then he got a little more than a pop, but he ain't got no one-punch knockout shit either. But he can catch you fucking around. And then he'll unload on your ass and knock your ass out. And I think he can catch Jose Benavidez and fuck him up like that. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be a good fight regardless, I'm going to pick Danny because I like Danny more. And I think Danny a little bit smarter. You know what I'm saying? He going to get touched up as usual, but he a little smarter than Jose Benavidez. And Benavidez, you know what I'm saying? I ain't really seen him too much since Crawford. I seen him fight Crawford, and then I think he fought somebody after that. I ain't really paid too much attention to that shit, but last big fight I seen him in with Bud, so that's what I'm going off of. And Danny, another thing I found out about Danny, this was his longest layoff ever. So, it's not no myth. After you fight Earl Spence, your ass is not the fucking same, or your ass is going on hiatus, on motherfucking paid to leave, time off, PTO, and Earl Spence and them running that shit like the HR department, so you might get some time off and shit like that, or you might be permanently terminated around this bitch. But it is what it is, man. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you ain't subscribed already, and then I'm out, y'all. Deuces.